Hi, this is Deva does what the Doost in bed. And today I'm talking about my favorite few ways to go on a first date. I believe that you really get to know a person if they're put outside their normal circumstances, because there's no way that they can put on any guises. Well, there's not no way, but it's a lot easier to see who a person is when you get out there and do something out of the norm. So one of my favorite things to do on a first date is go on a physical adventure, whether that means that you're going on a hike or you're going on a walk around like a beach. Bungee jumping, do something crazy. I've never gone bungee jumping. I don't know if I could. There's something about me. You could ask me to go bungee jumping and I might go like, ooh, I don't know, man. When you go on a hike with someone, you find out how are they in the wild? Are they considerate of other people? Are they considerate of the plants? Do these things matter to you or your significant other? Could you survive a zombie apocalypse with them? Would they be industrious enough to do so? These are important things you have to learn on a first date, clearly. You really get to see a person when they're sweaty. You really get to know who they are when they're working up a hot sweat up a hill, which can be kind of sexy. Either the woman or the man you're with, you get to see their real face, which I think is important because we all put on our faces while we go out into the world, whether it be makeup or personality traits. But when you get someone going and you get them on their adrenaline, you get them out in the wild, you really get to find out who that person is. And that's a cool thing to learn on a first date, because maybe you actually like who they are and not just the person that they create themselves to be. My next favorite way to go on a first date is I love to go on picnics. Maybe it's just me personally, but there's something totally amazing about picnicking. You're outside, you're in nature, you're around other people, and you're on some grass. There's something so romantic and fun and playful about it. It's important to establish in your relationship that sense of freedom so that you're both able to grow together. I mean, who knows, maybe it'll just be one date, but at least you know if they're good at making sandwiches or not. There's so many different little things you can find out about another person by being in interesting situations like being on a picnic. Bring a frisbee, you can play a game. I think there's a lot to be said about participating in playful activities with other people. Find a park that you really enjoy. Maybe it's a park that specifically doesn't have homeless people in it. Or is it a park that does have homeless people? And then you can go on a whole let's give people grapes and sandwiches. Or you can just feed each other grapes and sandwiches. Sexy. Roman style. Let me just drop this grape into your mouth, and then it's like, oh, teabagging! Except not at all, because it's grapes and less gross. I mean, maybe if you're into that, who am I to judge? And another great thing about going on a picnic together is you get to people watch, and you'll get to find out more about how each of you sees the world, and you can just sit there and be together, and there's no distractions, no TV, or, the mood lighting isn't all dark, and so you can actually see the person you're with. Though sometimes, some days I do feel like mood lighting is very helpful when people are meeting me. You know what I mean? I love me some mood lighting. But in a picnic circumstance, you just get to see the person. And if you're both actually into each other, it can be really fun and a really great way to start out a partnership of some kind. My third favorite way to go on a first date is go out to a play. And I don't just say that because I'm a biased actor. I say that because there's something amazing when you watch a play. You know no one else is going to have that unique experience that you're having, and that's really cool. If the play is terrible, you go out to dinner afterwards and you bitch about all the things that were wrong, and you get to find common ground that way. Very fun. If it's really good, then you can both find out about your perspectives on things, and you can discuss things and find out why you consider something good and what are your values. It's just a fun gateway to throw tomatoes at people, because if the play sucks, throw tomatoes. Well, I guess not. That's more Shakespearean times. But I'm just saying, going to a play is really fun. I always say, go to the show first and then have dinner. Because if you have dinner first, you'll have less things to talk about. Now, this is a total mood lighting thing. Unless you go to McDonald's for dinner, which I don't suggest doing. I'd say, go somewhere nicer. When choosing a restaurant, choose one that you personally like to go to, and that'll reveal something about yourself. If you're in a town that doesn't have any plays happening, you can go to a movie. I say play is so much better because you really get to be in there in the thick of it, and the action hands. And that's all my favorite few ways to go on a first date. I hope everyone has an amazing week. Keep checking out What the Deuce. Check out my channel, Deva Does. Everybody, you're beautiful, amazing, and thank you. I love you. Go out there and wow 'em. Wow.